How do you go in and audit a company to figure out where to even start? When you go into like a Friendly's brand, like an older brand, I'm sure things were probably not being run in the best way. I mean, how do you even decide what levers to pull, what to focus on? Like, what does an audit look like, especially an older company?
And one thing that I recommend you do, everyone does, is don't forget your education. So continue to read. Well, what is your professional development? Because no one's going to give it to you. By the way, if you don't do that, then you're kind of expecting your career is going to take care of your development for you. Yeah, bad juju. No one's going to do that, right? So read. And and you can't read everything, of course. But I subscribe to Harvard Business School. I get their Harvard Business Review and read, pick up the news book and who's the last professor trying to make some money and wrote a book and try to shock it. And then that might be some nuggets of gold. And so you pick those up, and that's what I go do to educate myself. One book that I use over time is Watkins, First 90 Days. And he says, so what's your job when you go into a new organization? What is your personal goal for you when you go in? And his premise is, and it's actually pretty good, his premise is your whole thing, and when you first get there, you're a deficit. You are a liability against the company because you know nothing and you're not adding value. So your whole job is to add value as quick as you can. So I'll go in and I'll interview. I interview all my business customers, marketing, how are we doing? What do you need? This, that, the other. How's IT performing? CEO, up and down. I'll even talk to admins and things like that. Everyone uses technology at this day and age. And then I'll talk to my own team. What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What are our challenges? Those type things. And then from there, I identify quick wins. I start building credibility with my team, and I start building credibility with the business. And then from there, that starts giving me a little bit of room to do some strategic initiatives.
How much of the quick wins are from you identifying them versus team members who've been there a while, bubbling up ideas?
Remember the big 5 consulting days? They go into a university and they hire a whole bunch of, excuse me, I shouldn't say this, but wet behind the ears MBAs, and they come out to the place and they're going to put together whatever they're going to go do is. What's the first thing they do? They interview everyone in the company, gathering the information from the company, and then they go synthesize it and say, here's the plan. And then they charge you big bucks for the plan, all right? You get the corporate knowledge. There's always a lot of corporate knowledge of what works, doesn't work, and things like that. It's how do you pull it out to educate yourself in those knowledge? And then you'll find, wow, we really have crappy service. Ding. Because they all tell you, I ask IT for something and I never hear a response from them. You kind of go, well, that ain't good. It's the IT black hole. We're going to solve that one. Put it on the list. And so then that leads into ITIL, which leads into service desk, which leads into incident management, get the processes in place. And they all start going, ooh, that's kind of interesting. And then our service desk gets a new ticketing system. She puts a client in on everybody, and there's no more IT black hole. And then everyone says it's kind of like it. But you know what happened to IT? They're out of chaos too, because now people put in tickets. They triage them, they put them in. We do a satisfaction survey afterwards, and we find out how well we're doing. Now, this is not rocket science. This is ITIL 101. But a lot of people don't implement it. They just kind of say, we do ITIL, here it is, and go do it and put a ticketing system in. But they don't have the management. They don't have the KPIs. They don't have the oversight. They're not driving it. They're not doing those type things to improve the organization, to solve the service issue.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like bringing the IT organization into like company-wide KPIs is going to change their mindset a lot and probably get them more excited about the work they're doing, where all of a sudden they're impacting the business. How do you kind of show them what they're about to be impacting?
No one's going to deliver to us on a silver platter, guys. So let's roll our sleeves up and we're going to go do it ourselves. I can develop KPIs. I can develop ones that are just for IT, or I can develop one for IT and the business. Oh, by the way, guess who has business intelligence? Guess who has all the data? Guess who has all the tools to go do that? IT. So let's go do it.
Hey, thanks for watching. This segment was made possible by our friends at Salesforce Commerce Cloud. If you're looking for the #1 platform for all your commerce needs, go check out salesforce.com/commerce. And don't forget to subscribe below and tap that little bell icon so you can stay on top of all the amazing new segments and full episodes that we'll be putting out over the coming year with some of the best and most influential commerce leaders out there.